soon as we go through these gates shortly. Wow, huh? Well, Daddy's the first car through the gate, aren't we?
We are, can you believe it?
Yeah, Daddy knows
Jesus.
the guards.
These bloody Floras.
Nick was on the gate.
Leave it to Jim Flora to know the security boy on the gate. Let us in. Numero uno.
Numero uno is right. Well, we're on the presidential grounds, people.
We are.
And Dad was the first one in.
Come only is right. Look at this.
Here we are. Look who's here. The jammy devil. As he climbs the stairs. Looks very much at home here, doesn't he? Now there's Ronnie Drew from the Dubliners, folks, going to entertain us here today.
There is also an additional number of you who are here because I wanted to specially invite you, because after all, this is going to be our last family day of this kind. And I've been conscious, as President, of the quiet links of support that there are with various departments of state and various state agencies. The Department of the Taoiseach, Foreign Affairs, Finance, the Gardaí, the Defence Forces.
Look at this.
On Raglan Road of an autumn day, I saw her first and knew that her dark hair would weave a snare that I might one day rule. I saw the danger, yet I passed. In the battle of Dublin Street, she the court 1, 2, 3, by one time who was she? And Mark Mooney says he loves her, all the boys are fighting for her. Knock at the door and they ringing the bell, singing, "Oh, me through them, are you well?" Now when I go home, the boys won't be.
Just enjoying this thoroughly. This is my friend here.
Oh, I see.
Brandon Rahman is mine.
Rahman.
Brendan Rahman.
R-A-H-A-M-A-N, Rahman.
The Rahman is okay, but what about the
military
Brendan?
police commander with the Air Corps in Baldonnel. That's my job.
It's not my fault.
I'm just here today because Jim came here. I was trying to sell me ADT.
Oh dear, dear. Poor sale.
Okay, good
Be on the
sale.
10 o'clock news. Yeah. And here comes the president. Boy, are we lucky. For the house. Go into your house now and take a look around.
Okay.
Okay?
Just don't buy the place when
No.
you're in there, Jim.
Well, we thought maybe we could rent a room anyway. Thanks.
Take care.
Bye.
To do with what this might be about. It's something Jim Flora certainly has a thing about. Is the idea of the message getting into the world? It's not getting into the world, and would you like that it gets into the world, and in what manner, or to what end, or what good will it be?
Yeah, well, I mean, from time to time, papers come out with eminent people, generals, air marshals, saying, yes, UFOs are real, and you know, why are we behaving so sillily? There's an awful lot of what I call the giraffe syndrome. You know, the story of the Scotsman who saw a giraffe in the zoo, and he said, there's no such animal. There is some people who just can't bear the thought that we're not the most intelligent creature in space. Mm-hmm. We're probably one of the least intelligent. Mm-hmm. Otherwise we wouldn't be here, because this is a quarantine planet, as far as I can make out, as well as an experimental laboratory. Yes.
But again, coming back to...
You did ask me where Damsky came from.
Yes.
Polish immigrant.
Uh-huh. So he's more Pole or he's more American?
Well, he was very American. A wonderful sense of humor. Mm-hmm. And he had, like most contactees, he'd hear a voice say, go outside, but you know where come Jim Flora gets. Well, they started it all. And this was a time in the 40s when they were just beginning to be seen. And I realized that what we were seeing now was what had been here thousands of years ago. Because I said, well, these seem to be the same things that are being reported in the sky. So I did my book, which was all the historical and factual. But my role really was the showing that they've always been around. They probably invented us by crossbreeding. As it says in Genesis, the Elohim came down and made man in their image and likeness. And I've heard extraordinary things since, how there have been so many interventions. And these present abductions, and it seems to be as if they're doing a new one, a new crossbreed.
In the night in 1947, February, this silver lady came to me, made of crystallized white light, and her dress had a very pale luminous violet and pale greeny blue in those V-shapes. Her whole body was luminous. But what puzzled me was that she felt that there was some sort of what I thought an aeroplane or Aer Lingus thing, this was in my bedroom, waiting. She had to wait for it, not it for her. And I'd never heard of UFOs or anything like that, and I thought that spiritual beings just sort of floated off, you see. But what I knew was that this small plane was going to go to a ship as big as the Queen Mary in the sky.
Basically, it's like this. It's a reverse swastika. Right, Rhiannon? It's a reverse swastika with a circle in the middle and spokes coming out of the circle. And then you go off to the left and you do a large X in the sky. And there's an extra little symbol you can throw in. I'll explain it some other time. But that signal brings them immediately in the area. This way we've been able to get 72 UFOs right in this area on video film.
What is interesting in all this is that after analyzing frame by frame, I found that plasma is changing shape, is ejecting balls. It is composed of many balls, but sometimes the central body assumes very specific geometric shapes, like a rectangle.
We actually did arrange that if they wanted to land in the forecourt of Buckingham Palace at the changing of the guard, the Queen would receive them on the balcony, because the royal family are very, very heavily involved. Lord Mountbatten actually had a landing at his place, Broadlands, but he had a wonderful collection of photographs which he showed contactees. The UFO people seem quite wise, and I think there will be some big landings, but I think these things have to be done very gradually so as not to upset our planet. And it is, because in the last 50 years, they're seen more and more and more. More people have seen them. And gradually the idea of when there is a big landing, people will just say, oh good, at last. Particularly the children who've been brought up on it. You know, they'll be absolutely prepared. And so they'll probably say, where have you been all this time?
We're going to have a lot of speculation about that. The general public, to begin with, doesn't want to know about UFOs. They do not want to know about flying saucers or aliens or ETs, except in the sci-fi sense. Unless it affects their daily routines of work, the way they interplay with their basic institutions in society, they don't want to know about it, okay? Until you first see your first UFO, until you first have an anomalous experience, a paranormal experience even, okay? Then your mind is open. You stop doing this kind of common thinking. There are three basic types of thinking. The first type of thinking is mimicry, imitation. That's how we first start learning in society. We imitate our brothers, our sisters, playmates. We imitate the things that the family is doing. Most people never really get out of the first stage of thinking, mimicry. They still go on imitating everybody. They're afraid to step beyond that. The next phase of thinking, and that's the phase you should enter when you come into university, is called the reflective stage. That's when you start questioning things that previously you accepted without questioning. This is an opportunity for you in this environment that you find yourself in now to really start exploring mind things. You notice I did not say brain, because we are not just bioelectrochemical entities. We'll get into that later if we have time, okay? But we are not that. We are mind. And if you want to say spirit, we can say spirit as well, okay? How many people, we could look for a show of hands here. You want these lights out? Nice guy. Now I'm spotted here, okay. Let's do a show of hands, okay? Don't be afraid, don't hesitate, be assertive. Start being an assertive personality, okay? You're at school, I'm sure you can do it with your friends, all right? But do it with yourself too. Really show who you are, you know, get into yourself. Show of hands. How many people think that flying saucers and aliens really do exist? Okay, I'm not going to ask you why, but that's a pretty good proportional representation here, okay? On the other hand, how many are skeptical but are open-minded about the possibility? That's why you're here, right? You're curious. Hopefully we're going to satisfy a lot of those things and set you on a path, on a road, where you can explore these things on your own. Not only that, but you can experience them on your own. Okay. How many are downright sure that no such things exist? Come on, there has to be one son of a, you know, somebody who doesn't. Okay, right, because there is always the possibility of all possibilities. When you start understanding that even quantum mechanics, when you talk about quantum things, everything that we do these days, everything that we use technologically is based on quantum. No one understands how it works. Even the people working with quantum mechanics, quantum processes, okay, don't understand it. We're beginning to realize that nothing happens until consciousness touches it. Okay, now it's my turn. I'm going to state, and I'm going to tell you outright, that aliens indeed exist. Flying saucers are here. Aliens have been with us for thousands of years.